From the Rainbow Flag Room to the Hollywood Fruit Bowl, it's the Frank DeCaro Show, live from New York City and L.A. on OutQ.
Yes, it's Frank DeCaro, and I'm live in New York City. I have pie, but I can't serve it to anyone. We have no knives. That's the way it goes. But we'll have pie after the show. It'll be fine. But I have something even sweeter than pie. I have Lea Salonga is here with us, and she's got a concert coming up beginning of December in the Philippines, and she is, of course, a Tony winner for Miss Saigon and does amazing things. But she's going to be performing there, and so, how are you?
I'm good.
It is so good to see you.
Yes,
I wish I had
and
pie
I hear
for
about
you.
this pie.
I know it's mythical pie at this point. So
what kind of pie was it?
She brought an apple pie and a chocolate bourbon pecan.
What?
Yeah, we'll go back to my desk and we'll have an afterwards, and we'll get it. We'll get you a slice.
We got it. We got to take that on.
I am so obviously we're all watching our TVs and seeing what's going on in the Philippines, and what are you thinking as someone who is of Philippine descent? And
worried. Worried.
Yeah.
In the area that my family lives in, we're pretty much in the north. That's where Manila, the capital city, is. It's not super far up north, but north enough, in like the upper third of the country geographically. The typhoon, it hit the middle part, so that's the part that's suffering the most. And I was looking at video that I think some friends were posting up on Facebook and on Twitter, and then there was and the winds were it looked like the apocalypse. That's what it looked like.
They were talking about like 195
as in
mile an hour.
off the charts, stronger than any other hurricane or typhoon that's
ever been in recorded
history. Yeah, it's just crazy. Normally, a typhoon that strong would just remain out at sea, supposedly, but this one made landfall and hit the country in a really, really bad way, and that's probably that's the understatement of the year.
And that must be really, it's heartbreaking for everybody.
It is.
If you're from that country and also you're this far away and you have family there, that must be even more. What does it feel like today?
I feel all right because my husband, my daughter, my mom, I know that everybody's okay because we're all in various parts of Metro Manila where the wind got really strong, scary strong, apparently, and the rains were coming down hard. I got messages from my neighbor across the street, and she was posting on Facebook, and then since she's across the street, it's pretty much the same as what's going on in my house, and she was saying, "Oh my God, the winds are really strong. The rain is coming down really hard," and so when you have friends who are basically in how they're speaking, comparing this to the end of the world, it makes you being very, very far away, very worried and anxious as to what is happening over there. But since they're still able to post on Facebook many hours later, I feel a little better that my loved ones are okay. But I'm not okay that things in the middle of the country, which is where my mother is originally from, it's just apparently utter devastation over there.
Well, our hearts go out to all of them, and we'll all be watching, closely, and then finding out what people can do.
Well, people now if you guys can try and Google the Philippine National Red Cross, that's a start, and always accepting donations and relief goods. If anybody listening is interested in making a donation, look for the Philippine National Red Cross and you can make a donation there. I'm not sure about what infrastructure is set up to accept credit card donations or whatever from over here, but
sure
there's got to be something.
And it will.
I'm sure.
Now, tell us about the concert that you're going to be doing December 6th and 7th.
In the Philippines.
Manila.
It's in Manila. It's called Playlist, and it's a celebration of 35 years as a singer. I've been singing for 35 years now, and earning money at it. So it's not a bad
And you started really, really young.
I was a fetus when I began. No, seriously. I was 7 years old when I started in show business. Almost a fetus.
So, and what was first? King and I was first?
King and I was the very first. And it just kept going on from there. Thank you, Rodgers and Hammerstein, for the beginning of my career.
It doesn't get better than that.
No, it doesn't. You start. It's a very auspicious beginning to start off with a R&H musical.
Definitely, and that was there, yes.
And that was in Manila, yeah.
And so, what does it feel like, the idea of going home to do this?
It feels good. My brother's going to be the musical director, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We're still finalizing the guest list of the people who are going to be singing along on stage with me. I mean, we're trying to figure out people's schedules and to see who can do it for those 2 days, so that the concert remains intact for 2 performances. It's just going to be fun. I think more than anything, nothing is going to be really, really super utterly serious. And the playlist, it's, like what an iTunes playlist is. It's the stuff that I listen to and the stuff that I have fun listening to. And
so what kinds of things will we be getting when we see you?
There has to be a little bit of ABBA, because, that was a very early playlist item from when I was young. I was reared listening to that music, so I can't not have that. And then there's stuff from today. There's got to be some Bruno Mars. There will be Adele, and just people that I respect and just keep in my headphones all day.
Are we getting show tunes from Lea Salonga or not?
A few. Now, I don't know if we're getting like a huge batch of show tunes. And I don't think we're going to do Saigon or Les Mis, because I will be coming from another concert in Shanghai in China with some pretty awesome people, with Michael Ball, with David Harris, Amanda Harrison. It's called and Marie Zamora. It's called "Do You Hear the People Sing?" It's a concert that has been produced here in the U.S., and it's a celebration of Alain Boublil and Claude Michel Schoenberg's music. So we're talking Les Mis, The Pirate Queen, Miss Saigon, Martin Guerre, and other works of theirs that they had done in France first before coming over to England, and then later on New York City. So. And I had done this before in Indianapolis. I had done this with Jack Everly of the Indianapolis Symphony, and the Indianapolis Symphony accompanying us on this music. And that's where we kicked this off. And that was, what year did Steve Jobs pass away? 2010? I think that's when it started, and now it's 2013. So the concert is being produced in many parts of the world now, which is pretty cool.
Is it as a performer, is it markedly different when you're doing a concert where it's pop songs and you're doing a concert that's show tunes? Is it, because obviously it's different for the audience, but is it different for the performer?
The mechanics pretty much are the same. It's find the story in the song and tell it as best as you can. Obviously, stylistically, it's going to be different. Singing a pop song, say, by Lady Gaga or Katy Perry or Bruno Mars, it's going to be different. The treatment's going to be different.
Is that you?
Phone?
Oh, good. It's only good. It can only happen if the celebrity has a phone issue. It's okay. If it's me, I should be horsewhipped. When it's Lea Salonga, it's okay. Or I should say Lea Salonga.
Yes,
right?
it's Lea.
I know, because it's from New Jersey, though. New Jersey is Lea Salonga.
Oh,
Lea Salonga.
It's Lea.
I know.
Yeah,
say it right.
Star Wars.
So, that didn't have any effect. Did it come from that?
No, it didn't come from Star Wars. It was just coincidental that how Princess Leia pronounces her name is the same as mine. And I have a cousin named Leah. So and to make it even more confusing, before we each got married, it was Leah. She was Lea Salonga. I'm Lea Salonga, and it makes for very interesting shout outs at parties and stuff. And yeah,
and we're very particular at the same time. And
yeah, she's much older than I am, though.
All right, well then
it's fine.
It's not about her. She's not here now. It's all about Lea.
She's in California. Right. She's in Malibu.
She could be listening, actually. So,
exactly, she could be.
So now, tell me about. We had talked before about Allegiance, the musical.
Yes,
we talked last time you were here. Tell me what's the latest with that.
Okay.
And remind people what it is first.
Okay, first, Allegiance is a musical set in the time of the Japanese-American internment during World War II, where 120,000 Japanese Americans were interned, placed behind bars because they resembled the enemy.
Right.
Basically, they resembled Japan. And these are American citizens of Japanese descent, many of them born and raised in the United States, who don't speak Japanese really. And this was based on conversations between Jay Quo and Lorenzo Tioni, who created the show, and George Takei, who was one of the 120,000. His father, his mother, his brother, and his sister were sent to rower camp first in Arkansas. and then later on to Tule Lake in California. And if you were sent to Tule Lake, then that's pretty bad, and which means that his parents must have done something, said something to that necessitated on the part of the leaders of this camp to send him over to Tule Lake, where it's I think double barbed wire fences and tanks, and it's a scary situation. And the thing is that this was an injustice committed against a group of people just based only on how they looked and nothing else. It was based on race, and it is a story that seems to still be repeated in this century and so far removed from World War II. It's still relevant. It's still happening.
Absurd, yeah.
Yeah, it's absurd.
And it's not a story. It's not like it's a story we're all tired of hearing. We haven't heard a lot about it.
No, this is actually a story that has not been told enough. And one complaint is that history books have dedicated barely more than a paragraph to this. And this is years of basic incarceration. This is like George was in a camp for maybe 5 years. I think from the time he was 5, or when did he get out? I think he got out when he was 8, so about 3.
He's such an inspiration, George.
He is an inspiration. He's and humorous and handsome and charming and all these and intelligent, all these wonderful things. But yes,
and
it
he's
is
like
an inspiration.
He's an inspiration and an icon and an activist on so many different levels, for so many different causes.
Right.
And we're all, he's helped
for the
all
LGBT
of us.
cause and for being an Asian American and being a trailblazer in show business as an Asian American, and he did this all in a time when people probably were not wanting to give a chance.
And he's my favorite kind of activist because he does it with a sense of humor.
He does.
And it's like especially when they were trying to ban using the word gay. He said, then just say Takei. He said, if
it's okay
like,
to be Takei.
Yeah, it's just like. And I was like, "What a great, he's inspiring to."
He's incredible.
Last time I saw him, we were at a luau on Kauai, and I was like,
"What was he wearing?"
And I was complaining. He was wearing. We were all wearing our hula shirts, but it was like, let's go talk to him. He's been on my show, and I went over to sat with him and chatted and his husband.
He always has stories.
It was just heaven. It was just. I was complaining because I was in Hawaii. I was like, "Where are all the gays at? Why is no one talking to me?" And then I was like, "Okay, well, I don't have to have the gay. So I have a gay. I can have the gay. I'm going to go talk to George." So it was fun.
He's fun.
It was a lovely
He's great
time.
to work with and just lovely. And the thing about working on a show, it's like everything gets filters down from the top to the bottom. And of course, he's our top banana, being who he is, and he sets the tone for how the production's going to go. And if he sets it with a sense of humor and professionalism and fun, then it goes all the way to the backstage area, to the sound, and his energy is so contagious, and he is in his upper mid-70s, the upper level of the mid-70s, and he's still going.
I know.
He's like the Energizer.
And we love him more than ever. Let's hear the song Higher.
Yes.
Let's hear a little bit of that from Allegiance.
And it gets higher and higher in the key. But yeah, it's fun.
I don't have to sing it. You already sang it. It's
I've
all right.
sung it. We'll just relax.
Lea Salonga singing Higher from Allegiance.
There once was a little girl playing on a swing set that her grandpa built by the sycamore tree near the rusty farmyard gate. And while her mama pinned the laundry, the little girl would cry out loud, "Push me higher, push me higher, push me, I can't wait." Her mama would push a couple times, but there was laundry still to do. So she learned to use her own strength, pull her own weight, push on through. To swing higher, higher than before. Higher, but afraid to reach for something more. Higher, higher towards the sky, until the day she bent to kiss her mama a last goodbye. There once was a little boy who rode that swing set. He had a licorice twist from the store in town and 2 knobby skinned-up knees. And while his sister pinned the laundry, the little boy would cry out loud, "Push me higher, push me higher, push me, pretty please." The girl would push a couple times, but there was laundry still to do. Then she watched amazed as that little boy simply pulled his own way through. To swing higher, higher than she dared, higher. How do you swing so high and not be scared? Higher, he could touch the sky. Right then she knew that he would also one day tell her goodbye. That little boy, he seemed so sure. Was it something never taught to her? How the years pass quickly by. That girl's a woman still afraid to try. Is it too late to start again? Get back that feeling I had then. But now my life is upside down. There's no more farm, there's no more town, and no use asking why. But I won't let it pass me by. Life won't pass me by. I'll fly. Get back on that swing. Higher, soaring higher up than anything. Higher, I want something more. I dreamed I'd reach for greater things. My eyes upon those golden rings. I'll take what chance the future brings.
Yeah, what was it like to become a Disney legend from doing because you did the voices of Jasmine and Mulan?
It was pretty cool. It was really, really cool. I had my family came with me to the ceremony, and I think it was a bigger kick for my daughter and my husband than it was for me. I mean, it was really good and wonderful being honored by the Walt Disney Company for contributions made.
I mean, because it means so much
to the company, and
yeah.
it means a lot to a lot of people to get to do that kind of stuff. But for my daughter, she actually got to meet the people who made these Disney voices come alive, and she got Anika Noni Rosa's autograph, which she really, really wanted, and it was just fun.
Lea Salonga, thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks,
Go
Frank.
to allegiancemusical.com and find out more about that. Fascinating. And she will be December 6th and 7th in Manila. And all best to you and your family.
Thank
And
you.
I hope all goes well with the typhoon and everything. And God bless. And come and see us again.
I would love
Thanks
to.
for being here.
Thank you.
Everybody, we love you a lot. Thank you to all of our guests for being with us, to Rob Delaney and Lisa Arcella and Glenn Berger. And who am I forgetting? I'm forgetting someone. Oh, Michelle Stewart, who gave us pie.